You want to go live? We're going to do it live. Welcome to Tarnation TV. This is an internet website machine that it is unstoppable. This is Talladega Nights. This is the Shake and Bake series. Season number 3 is about to begin this evening. I am one of your hosts, Blaine Donlan, joined with the adorable Brad Letkeman. How do you like that title?
Oh, well, not bad. Sorry, caught me off guard there. And then I had a little bit of a feedback loop as I had loaded a web page watching us. So,
it's like it's Inception.
You're so vain, you probably think this stream is about you.
Nice.
So I was just putting it on kick here to see if we had any action here, but we don't. That's all right. So we're trying a little bit of everything different tonight, aren't we? We're mixing it up. We're coming at you from 4 different locations: Facebook, Kick, YouTube, and of course Twitch.
Yeah, we were kind of just wondering, maybe we should just put it out there. Maybe, we could gather a couple more eyes on some different streaming services. So yeah, if you do prefer one platform over the other, tonight is the initial trial run. YouTube is always, that'll probably be the favorite. And of course, Facebook and Twitch are pretty big. And then we found a new one called Kick, which is basically exactly the same as Twitch. It's actually kind of funny. They copied Twitch 99%. It's like they just copy and pasted that entire website and turned it green. But either way, whatever you want to view us on, you can view us on that.
Mm-hmm. Just be careful if you are going to Kick. It is a little more PG-18 than the other streaming platforms. Maybe not much more than Twitch, but I think they may get a little bit rowdier than Twitch on this side here. A little gambling,
yeah.
A little some bikini streamers and whatnot.
Well, yeah, it is owned by a gambling website, so that's where the age restriction is kind of everything goes. But either way,
exactly.
It's another service that would be the one we might drop, just depending on how well it works.
We'll see what we get, right?
Yeah, bring the pain, Kick, because if we don't like you, we're leaving. We're taking our hockey net and we're going home.
And no need to gamble through Kick. As always, you can just send your money to me as the bookie, trusted, reliable. And I only take a 10% off the cut. That's pretty reasonable.
That's pretty reasonable. Yeah, no kidding, eh? So tonight, Shake and Bake Season 3 starts. I'm rubbing my hands together.
Season 3 already?
Yeah. Season 3 already. Exactly. Hey. It's one of those things where qualifying is just about to start, by the way. The times you are seeing across the top of the ticker currently are practice times, showing 21 drivers have recorded a lap. We have a little bit more than 21 drivers in here tonight. But yeah, season number 3 of the Shake and Bake series. Of course, Greg Lovell, he won season number 1. And Ken Roberts in the 55 won season number 2. And the inaugural season of the Truck Series, Ken did a full sweep there a few weeks back. He won the championships in all the different series.
Yes, he did.
Ken Roberts.
He was certainly was back to back. I mean, he wasn't expected to win that second race, but he came through. Even he said himself, because he did really well in the Truck Series, but not so well in the cars, right? I don't think he had a victory. Was that his first victory in the Shake and Bake series? Was that Saturday night for that season?
He didn't win that race, actually. The championship race was actually won by Kelly, but Ken got 3rd or something and was able to solidify the championship.
Twice.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I think he did record a win. I think he won the very first race of season 2.
Well, then all my facts are off tonight, but that's all right.
Yes.
We're just happy to have you here.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm already monitoring the broadcasts right now, and it looks like OBS is choking. So I might actually disable Kick. It's able to throw down about 6,000 kilobits per second to each streaming service with my massive internet connection, but trying to do 4 at once is probably a little bit tough.
Is it probably taxing on the computer as well too, because it's trying to output 4 different streams more than
no, because
speed?
It's only being encoded once. That's the great thing about this thing. It actually is. It actually is dropping some frames. Actually, this is the first time this has ever happened. So I probably, once qualifying gets started, I will probably drop a couple of those streams off, because YouTube is our main one. We don't want to sacrifice YouTube for, like Kick and Facebook and stuff. Like, I would rather have the YouTube video be the quality video, because Twitch will remove it. It's only up there for 16 days after recording on Twitch, and why?
Oh, okay. No way to
compromise.
Keep it longer?
Possibly if you're a partner or something. I never really looked at it either. But I went on to the Twitch channel, and our last video that we did on Twitch is gone. So they only last for a certain amount of time. The video on demand service is a little different. YouTube's the best, because it'll just turn into a normal video, and it doesn't have a countdown when it gets deleted. So, they're in qualifying. So retire your car, sir.
Kick. Oh yes. Is their latency is next to none.
That's the thing. Twitch and Kick are lightning fast.
It was crazy fast. I was just listening to you talk there, and I refreshed my Kick screen, and it was like a 1 to 1.5 seconds behind what I was hearing in my headset from you talking to me live. It was
wow.
It was just like almost like an echoey headset. I'm like, what happened here? Oh, I unmuted it, but yeah, that one is. I might even say it's faster than. It's almost live. It's like watching your Discord screen. Is how fast it is. I would say.
That's too bad, because I'm going to stop it right now.
Yeah.
I don't want it to affect. Yeah, I don't want it to affect the rest of the broadcast. Right, like I don't want it to affect the other services. And as far as Kick's concerned, I'm not sure how much traffic we're going to get on Kick. Sorry, Kick, if you're anybody watching on Kick.
Me.
All right, sorry everybody on Kick. I'm shutting you down. Shutting you off, Kick. We gotta make sure our fans on the YouTube
got to keep them happy.
Get serviced. Yeah, it's one of those things. You can't just. I was curious how much I could actually push out of here, and then not have it start bogging down like that. So yeah, we'll just.
You need more fiber.
We're stick with old faithful. Yeah, I don't have fiber. If I had fiber and I had like a gig up, then I have 30, 40 up. If it was double that, it wouldn't even be an issue. So, can you open up the chat box in the game and see if I have been disconnected? I'm assuming I have been.
The chat box in the game?
Yeah, your tile key beside your number 1 key will bring up your chat box inside the game.
Blaine Dahlman has manually disconnected.
Good enough. I'm coming back.
All right.
So yeah, tonight will be good, man. It's race number 1. Of the 3rd season of Shake and Bake. Check out Talladega Nights. Obviously, their website location is in the description below, as is the links to our website, tarnationtv.com.
Okay, buddy, fired up here. Remember, one switch.
Quite a few comments commenting in the YouTube tonight. That's good. Obviously, Jeff couldn't make it tonight. Mr. Elliott is watching at home there, but you know what? Even the boss deserves a night off sometimes, so good for him. Put your feet up and you enjoy. You earned this one, sir.
Yeah. No, he's absent this evening. We were talking a little bit before there, and Jeff, he's just taking some personal time off. He's dealing with some medical stuff, so he's and then dealing with this league. It's a full-time job, so you're just going to end up getting fatigued after a while. But
well, especially with some of these guys, if you know what I'm saying, right? I'm just kidding. I'm not pointing fingers. But you know who you are.
Oh man, I mean, I got to thank Jeff too. I mean, he's brought a lot of great ideas to this broadcast.
Oh,
and of
absolutely.
course, being Talladega Nights running the league is a full-time job, and of course, he's the guy at the top of that thing. He basically runs the show, so it's him, and and he's feeding Craig and me. Like, Craig's another guy who gives a lot of content to the broadcast as well. It takes a lot of pressure off of us as far as the art direction goes, but Jeff's in charge of all that stuff. So it's like I said, it's like a full-time job. So he's just taking some time off because some medical stuff he's got to deal with. So massive thanks to Jeff and his whole entire crew of cronies, Talladega Nights, for letting us do what we do. And it's been going strong for a couple of years too, man. Like this league's been they've really pushed this thing. So he's going to step aside for a little bit, take a break, sit back, enjoy the broadcasts, and do what he does. So yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, great big tall one.
Or if you don't drink, maybe you just like a big old glass of milk. That's fine too.
Yeah, big old glass of milk. All right, the boys are out on the happy hour track. We could actually go through the qualifying results right now, as you see on your screen, to see how these guys qualified and how the starting lineup will go this evening. Do you want to help me read these off? Do you know how to get to it?
Sure. No, I don't. Well, I'm always happy to learn.
In the game, you see where it says at the top of the screen, race weekend.
Yes.
And you've got your info, laps, standings, and entries tab.
Gotcha.
Click on standings, and then adjust your little left and right arrow so it says qualifying. You'll see Greg Level at the top.
Oh, that's right where I am. I'm going to qualify there. So yeah, Greg Level.
Well, look at you. Beat me to it. So what's row one? Go ahead, row one. We got the Greg Level, and we got Ken Roberts.
Yeah, those guys is always fine for them. They're, you know what? This is one thing you can probably help me with this. I got to learn behind the decimal point when you get 3 over. What are we in thousandths of a second? Is that what it is?
I think that's 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're 3 thousandths apart from 451 to 454. So again, everyone in Scott. Actually, you know what? Everyone that's qualified is
52.
Yeah, 52, 52.4 to 52.7. So if that doesn't speak to,
so 3/10
the quality of the racers, like
3/10 of a second separate the first 24 positions on the track. So yeah, row number 2, Craig Hagley and Nate Balser. Row number 3, Grant Wesley, Brian Lovell, Randy Waugh, Mark Pagula make up row number 4. Denny Carroll and Dan Lovell make up row number 5. Billy Elliser and Greg Palmer in row number 6. Row number 7 is Wyndham and Bob Factoids Dixon. Row number 8, Doug Hewlick and Keith Bynum. Row number 9, Seth Cole and Ken Huntsbury, also known as KD. Row number 10, Brad Otto and Mike Mangialardi. Jim Black and Gary Mingus in row number 11. Row number 12, of course, is John Godfrey and Bobby Farrell. And the rest of those guys did not qualify, but they will be at the back of the pack. Tom Dixon, Ed Finley, Kelly Causey, Brian Wolf, not Brad Leckerman, Ray Hewlick Jr., Stephen Brandstetter, Alex Moe, also known as Pack, and Pat McCarsky in the 0 car. And of course, there's my name at the bottom there as well. So
there it is.
That is it.
What would be the reason for not qualifying? I'm ignorant to a lot of the ways, so
some of the guys they just like staying in the back. You know what I mean? They don't want to be up front. They don't want to be leading the pack. They just want to kind of sit in the back, especially with a 66-lap race. The Shake and Bake Series, we do 66 laps around this track. It's a 2.6-mile track. 66 laps is a lot of miles. Maybe I should actually know the miles. That would actually be a note to actually make, right? So if I've got 2.66 times 66 equals
carry the 1.
100. Yeah, carry the 1. Call your mom.
Slip my shoe off, so I got a few more ditches to count on.
Yep. This will be a 175.5 mile race this evening.
Dang.
Blaine, we okay to go off here in the next few minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck, guys.
Right on, man. Thanks.
You too.
That was Ken, I believe. I can't see my team speak for some reason.
Nope.
Somebody's in
Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey's saying he's having a few muffins this evening. And he also
nice.
he likes the look of the track, he says. I do too. You know what? I like that this switched up a little bit. It's a little bit of a different take on what we normally do. We got some nice little sunset, some the track's all lit up, and back to the concrete track. We're not running the asphalt like we were last season, so we'd like to keep things fresh, mix it up for you a little bit here. I have nothing to do with it. I'm talking like I had. I was along for the ride. I showed up and it looked like this, and I'm just going to take the credit. But what else we got in the chat? We've got someone cheering for Brian, saying take Cannon to the front. So
nice. Brian Wolf is in there, yep.
Brian is in there. Craig Hagley. He's got some good words. They wishing you're out here, Jeff. And what else we got? Rodney Sullins.
Is Rodney not in the race tonight? I don't think. I think he's watching it too.
I think that's the case. I think he said, I hate to miss tonight. So it looks like he's unfortunately not able to make it. But you know what? That's good. The new rules this season allows everybody to at least get one provisional, right? So
yes, they are doing the provisionals, which is a bonus because that'll help guys. If you do need to miss a race, they will give you last place points, which is always more than 0. So that's a good
better than a kick in the butt, right?
Yeah, that is it.
Oh, is it wrong for me to like our own channel? I just went on YouTube and I gave it a thumbs up. Probably shouldn't say that though, right? Oh,
well,
it's climbing. We're up to 8.
Is it wrong to like your own channel? Yeah, that's funny. No, you can definitely do it. If you do want to like and prescribe and, do all that fun stuff with YouTube, YouTube is our favorite platform. And the stream has stabilized, as a matter of fact, after I shut Kick down. So sorry, Kick viewers. But
I am prescribed already. So, we need to retire.
We need to retire our vehicles.
Remember, one switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
That worked better. Unlike the panic of last week when I ran it in windowed mode and it was just a hair too small and I could not click the drive button. Thankfully.
Yeah.
It went off without a hitch.
What happened? Oh, my game just crashed. That's always cool.
Okay. I'm still here.
Can you see the chat?
I can see the
Just
chat.
bring your chat up, and same as last time, let me know when I fall out of there so I can get back in.
Hey, I'll let you know.
Yeah, my game crashed, so.
We're only as good as
sometimes.
we're only as good as our worst equipment. Lane Dolan received throughput, fell to unacceptable level.
That means I got booted.
Yeah.
Oh man, they kicked the broadcaster?
You shouldn't have given me mod privileges, dude. I'm just telling you.
Oh man, they bossed you up and you kicked the broadcaster.
It went right to my head. Like
yeah, it didn't take long.
Friendship be darned. They'll throw away 25 years. Is that about it? Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, 29, 30.
29. I didn't count that high. Holy shit. I realized I had to do some quick math there. My age divided by high school, subtract. Yeah, it's
12,
it's not a
42, close enough.
I see you're connected, and there we go. I won't do that again, but I was just having a little fun.
Hey, you want to let Jeff do the talking? Because he is the Grand Marshal, even though I spelled Marshall wrong.
Did you? With 3 L's?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talladega Nights. Racing on the fastest track, Talladega Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine!
We are back, and all kinds of graphics on the screen. If you guys want to check out our secondary channel, we decided to start that up. Tarnation TV Turbo.
For when Tarnation TV just simply isn't enough.
Yeah. So explain what that is. We present
Turbo. So what that is it's just because Blaine was working so hard putting on all these broadcasts. I really do nothing. I show up, I get in my chair, they put me into makeup, and they give me my $1,000 microphone, and I sit down and I call the race with Blaine. But other than that, I've next to do with nothing. So he's taking a little well-deserved break from being a TV star, Hollywood big shot, and getting into some Friday night races. And he had a custom truck made up so I could sit shotgun with him and just chat his ear off while he's trying to definitely maneuver at 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. That's the long story short. That's what it is. So on Fridays, if you do want to subscribe to @Tarnation TV Turbo, that's how YouTube works now. You can actually type in youtube.com/@Tarnation TV Turbo. And YouTube does the whole @ thing now. That'll work. That'll take you directly to the Turbo page as we go green here in about 10 seconds.
Yep.
These guys are letting her rip. So That's a lot of fun, that channel. We did a broadcast yesterday on Turbo, but well, there was a lot of glitches. I did not have the... Whoops. I did not have the... Get off the screen, Turbo. There it is.
Volume issues, and a little bit here and there. Oh, quick maneuvering out the front.
Yeah, right away we're getting to it. But yeah, it was one of those things. It was just a couple of weird glitches with the volumes. So I fixed them. And next week on Friday, if you want to watch me drive a truck, Brad and I will broadcast that race from the cockpit of my truck. And it's a little bit more racy when it comes to the language.
It's
here
not
it's a PG. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's definitely a little bit more loose-tongued because it's a little bit more fun when we can get a little bit randy on the mics. Not Randy Law.
It's a PG-13.
But Randy.
And but yeah, and the content's not as structured too. We get into all kinds of stuff. Stuff we like, stuff we don't.
Here is strictly business because we're being paid to do this.
That's
but over there we're not.
We're
We're just doing a fun race and doing what we want over there at Tarnation TV Turbo. So thank you if you care. Speaking of Randy Waugh, there's Randy Waugh on the 21.
There he is.
And there he goes.
This is some tight racing up at the front there. Holy smokes.
So we do have some brand new drivers. One of them being this year, brand new face to the league, not to the game. Back there in the 91 car, painted by Mr. Sullins himself. Mr. Sean Dotson asked, as of race number 1, because he is brand new to the league, asked not to qualify in the first race. Just a requirement they have here, start in the back, get the feel for everybody, and then next week. Read the room, exactly. Next week he will be able to qualify.
I never thought of that as a strategy though, too, because you mentioned some guys like to just start in the back, just to stay in the back, like to avoid the wrecks, and that is a valid strategy too. I would have, me personally, judging the old video game racing, I would have actually reversed across the finish line as soon as I drove across it and make it count as one lap. But I know NASCAR caught that trick pretty quick, so they say you can't just sit there and earn laps like that. It doesn't work like that. This isn't an N64.
Yeah, go back and forth. Just reverse, backwards, reverse, and just keep doing it.
Old video games.
Brian Wolf is there too, number 29. Of course, Kenan Hinney will be riding shotgun there. 3 wide up front, yep. Brian currently chilling out here in about 26th position. He took a little bit of time off, also with some health concerns, I do believe, but these guys just can't put these racing wheels down. It's a good way to just kind of hang out, take your mind off stuff.
Keep your spirits up, camaraderie. It's an awesome crew, and awesome, not just the crew that puts everything together behind the scenes, Jeff and all of his guys as well, but the entire field. Like in the chat there, everyone's always in good, shooting the breeze and keeping it, well, for the most part, keeping it light. But it's a good, camaraderie. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
It's good. It's like a nice community. Yeah.
Community. That's what I'm looking for. Like when you have a bunch of people that live near, like neighbors. No, it's not neighbors.
Community. It's a block party. Had to get the helicopter view here, the bird's eye view, just to see all the 3 wideness that's going on here. And
it's busy. It's like, I'm switching between the cameras just to try
What's the word? Yeah, busy.
Yeah.
Since we're looking for words this evening.
Gonna keep me my pocket thesaurus right next to me. Next time I need to mix it up. Like, it's it's enormously busy.
In the YouTube chat there we got Ellie Acock, shout out. That's Team Cannon right there, man. So they'll be pulling for the 29 this eve.
Absolutely. It's always good to have some cheering going on in the comments.
Oh yeah, Brian's got the old pound sign on the back of his car. Let's get a rear view of Brian here. Rear chase view, if I can find it. Pound sign and gun violence. By pound sign, I mean hashtag. I'm just old school, sorry. For those of you who have a rotary phone, pound sign and gun violence.
Absolutely. I can get behind that message.
I mean, who couldn't?
Right?
Yeah. Like Greg Lovell in the 088 running a new paint scheme.
Yeah. New for this season, man.
Yeah, new limit on car files these guys are allowed to upload at the course of the Shake and Bake season number 3. Ooh, a little bit dicey up front. Looks like we're going 4 wide almost, fanning out.
Getting pretty close.
Oof, Greg lost a lot of speed. But nobody got tangled in that. I'm going to actually back that up a bit here and see if we can
That
see
outer
exactly
wall right
what
now,
happened.
that train is... Oh, we're getting some action in the wall here. I did not see who that was on the helicopter cam, but no yellow, I don't think. Those were going to be... He managed to recover that one. Holy smokes.
Oh,
Now
it
we're
looks
down to
like the 82 stacked up that front row of Craig there. They got way too close up front.
It was super close. Now splitting back into 3 in the front pack here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a big push. He's got, well, the outside line's got almost 5 in a row, so they're making a good push.
Is that Denny Carroll in the 41, the blue and yellow Wrangler?
41. You betcha. I like that paint scheme, man. It's a classic. I know it's simple, but it's the yellow and blue, man. It does it for me.
Less is always more. But then again, I mean, I've seen some super complicated cars that look amazing too. So.
Oh, absolutely. But sometimes, like, that simplistic, like, makes me yearn for IKEA.
Yes. Good old Sweden. Shout out Sweden.
Looking for some of those meatballs. Maybe one of those. Get me one of those cinnamon buns too. That's the only reason I go there. I don't like the store, but
yeah, I need a nice pastry. I'm going to Sweden to get it, or Portugal. That's another place you want pastry. Oof. We are lucky enough to have Portuguese side on Shelley's side of the family. We had a baptism there a few years back, and all the old Portuguese ladies who don't speak English made dessert. My God.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh my God.
You're not going to find that stuff in the store.
Oh. Like food you can't even pronounce it. Big move there by is that Palmer and the Greg Palmer in the deuces, moving to the bottom lane there. Looking for a push from Wesley, but they're not tight enough to really gain any speed right there right now. Pit window this evening is the usual 2 times multiplier, so we are looking at a lap somewhere between lap number 17 and 20. These guys probably start peeling down here for pits, so we're at lap 10 currently, coming on to 11.
Some mighty fine racing this evening.
Yeah, man.
Like I say, a couple close calls, some excellent recoveries, and just to watch these guys going is a treat. Like, there's not a lot happening to call.
I've never heard you so flustered before. You can't even form a sentence.
I can't. I'm looking at these guys going, what can you say? It's like just watching these the masters at work.
Yep.
They're still driving. They're driving clean, and there's not much else to report. Now back to you with the weather on the ones.
Awesome. Yeah, we got the first 3 cars. Denny Carroll, Randy Waugh, and Brian Lovell up there leading this pack. Brian Lovell and Dan Lovell pushing him. Keeping that middle line going. No high line anymore.
Nope.
Well, that is the high line, but no third line, no wall line. This track was a version of the stock Talladega track. And you can see on the walls, it was rebranded by Burnt Screwdrivers. That's a racing league, also known obviously as BSR. And they turned it into a night version because I'm pretty sure they don't race at night at Talladega. I've never seen them. All these light posts that are on the back straightaway do not exist. So this is a semi-fictional track. It is the actual Talladega track, but they just changed everything to make it look dark.
Wonder why they would race at night. Is it like
just too big?
Is it not?
I mean,
too big to light up.
Yeah, they race at Daytona at night. So I mean, it's not like they couldn't do it. They just don't. If there is a reason, I mean, I'm sure the chats will let us know, but I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking Talladega is just too massive. You know, they just get it all done during the daytime.
Probably. Maybe it's too close to some people's houses too. You imagine this going on all night. Shut that racket up.
Turn it down.
It's these loud boys with the race cars again.
Jerry, are you hearing this? I swear to God.
They remove the mufflers and then they drive around the neighborhood like a bunch of hoodlums.
Hoodlums. There's a word. That's a good one. Hoodlums. I thought you were going to go with hooligans. You surprised me.
Yeah, or like a ne'er-do-well. Ruffian.
Yep. Ragamuffin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your mom ever say that to you?
I don't think so.
Out in the sandbox, you got some grass stains on your shirt, and she's like, "You look like a ragamuffin. Go and wash your hands." You've never heard ragamuffin?
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever been called it.
Oh, I have. My mom used to use it all the time. Yeah, we grew up in the 80s, so we sandboxes and in the mud, and
right,
falling out of trees and stuff. It's like, you look like a ragamuffin. I made you a cheese sandwich.
And look out for the cat turds.
Yeah, sandbox, also known as
sandbox.
Yeah. Also
right on
known as
Tonka toy. You sons of guns.
Dude, I still have those.
Oh yeah, no, they don't. When they're made of metal, they don't. They last, right? We always put ours away undercover, but a little bit of rust after 30-something years, but they're still holding up. My kids play with them.
So check this out. We're talking about guys who usually don't qualify so they can start in the back. We got Pat McCarskey in the 0 car right now leading this race, dude, to the first green flag pit stop, because we're coming up within the next 5 laps. These guys are going to need to line up some pits.
Yep.
So this is
he didn't qualify, or he typically would?
I don't know where Pat qualified, but he usually qualifies at the back. He usually does not qualify. He's usually back there with me. So this is pretty awesome to see Pat right now leading this pack. And he's got guys like Grant Wesley, Greg Palmer behind him. Well, he's got guys like everybody behind him. He's in first. Who am I kidding?
That is nice. Right? But
yeah. Who's behind him? Everyone.
New strategy. Like, you know what? Yeah, he took a couple weeks off, did some homework. He's like,
I'm going to win.
If I put some of this turbo fuel additive in my tank, I'll get to the front real quick.
Okay, they're moving low, so this means they're lining up some pit stops. So Pat better get down there. He's going to get left behind.
Oh, yeah, there's coming up on the lap 17 here. So that would be about as much as anybody want to push it? Or
no, they won't be. I would say the window opens right now. Bob Dixon might go. The Dixon brothers at the back tend to go a little bit early, to pit off pace.
Okay.
Right about now, with lap 17 starting, they're lining up to pit probably the next 3 laps. You'll see those guys like Palmer and Wesley there on the bottom line. They'll claim that yellow line right now so they can get to the pits. But they won't do it right away. They'll still run a couple more laps like this.
Right on. Pat slowing down a little bit there. The bottom line making a push.
Yeah, it's just the fact that you don't want to get stuck on that high side. I mean, you can probably go to lap 20. It's not going to be a fuel situation right yet. Pat might also be a fan of pitting 1 lap after the main, because there's going to be 2 or 3 packs of cars that go down to the pits.
Okay. All valid strategy. Again, I don't know enough about racing yet to say what the strategies, advantages or disadvantages would be to pitting early. Do you have a preference? Like when you're racing, do you pit with everybody, or do you try to make a point of stagger?
Yeah, like a track like this, you need a buddy to go with you, because if you're by yourself, you're done.
Are you asking me to race with you? Fine, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll get a wheel.
Okay. But that's the thing. Like, if you had 3 or 4 guys that were going to go with you, you can go whenever you want, because the draft out here you'd stay up to speed. Right. So Pat might pull down now and leave. Who's that behind him? Craig in the 82. Oh, he's kind of undecided which line he wants. He might get split now, Pat.
Okay, he's actually got the pick of it. He's looking like the pace car out there.
So there's Dixons are now coming out of the pits. There's Tom Froghair on the bottom there in the Batman car. They always pit early. We are coming around to lap number, the end of lap number 19.
Upper lane there. He's not out of position, but he kind of got on the outside of that group there. Oh,
Uh-oh.
a little bit of
The
jostling.
Tarnation TV jinx. So there is cars in the pits when that yellow came out. So
Was that him just yellow from just going dipping off the skirt there? Oh, whoa. No, sir.
no, are you live?
Yeah. Hate to see it. Oh, no. Hold on. Am I not live? No, I'm
Maybe
live
not.
now.
They are now, yeah, because that's too bad. That was coming up to some green flag pit stops there. Let's get on Pat and
Speaking
see
of the things
exactly
that we
what
forget
happened.
to do every race, I forgot to hit live this one. So
Oh,
I was
trust me,
good 5 seconds behind you.
I did it in the ALS race, but I never said nothing.
No, well,
Nobody noticed.
just play it off like you're a little bit slow, right? Like, oh, no, that's just how I am in real life.
So we're going to put it in slow motion here. You know what? Is Pat possibly out of gas?
Oh, no, you would hope
Pat
not.
dropped a lot of speed. I don't think so, but it looks like for me. Oh, maybe not. I think Randy just got a really good run on him. Wow, you want to see a guy split the uprights? That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay right now just to see where we're at.
Splitting the uprights goes to Larry
Just
Windham.
A little bump.
Larry Windham.
Holy smokes.
I got to get cockpit view here on Larry. You want to know how to split the uprights?
Maybe ask him to help him pick out some lotto numbers too. I was going to say, because that was some skill with
Look
a
at
touch
that.
of luck on it.
Whoa, dude, that is awesome. It's like the never-ending story when he's going through that pass with those two statues.
Right? That looks like something out of a Fast and the Furious movie where like a car
Look at that.
or like a motorcycle while doing a barrel roll.
Oh,
My
dude.
word.
That is gracious me.
Even when they're crashing, it's spectacular form for these fellows. Like, what the what? Oh, man.
So threading the needle 101,
And then, not
your
only that,
teacher, Larry Windham in the 09.
that's I'm going to go ahead and say that's the play of the season right there. If anything gets better than that for the rest of the next 10 races.
That's pretty
I'll do
wild,
nothing.
man.
I was going to say I'd eat my hat, but I don't want to eat my hat. But
Two cars in the air, and they come down on either side of him, and he didn't get a scratch.
this is just the kind of thing you see here.
So we might have to keep an eye on Pat McCarskey because
I noticed he dropped a little bit of speed, but
I think the guys behind him just got a huge run, and then he wasn't ready for the bump. It looked from the angle that he lost speed, but I think the guys behind him just had more speed and caught him really quick. And then Pat wasn't ready for the bump because he was trying to get down to that lower line to make a pit stop.
yep.
But we had some tunes this evening, man. You got your music notes?
I do have some music notes. Matter of fact, I was hoping you would ask.
Oh, I always ask. We've got
I know
loops,
you
and
do.
then we've got an actual main band we always choose. The loops are here every day.
Jonathan Barry is always rocking out some heavy metal riffs and tasty grooves for us to put on our songs. So we have to thank him. Oh, we also got some new info for him. Twitter.com for Jonathan is Jono BRC, as in be really cool. I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's not that.
Do you want to know what it stands for? Because I can explain it to you if you want.
Yeah.
Black Rapids Crossroads.
Oh, okay.
Which is a name of another band that he's in, that he acoustic stuff. And Black Rapids Crossroads is actually north of Lyndhurst, Ontario, just out in the country here. There's a road called Black Rapids.
Yep.
And it crosses County Road 3. And there's a sign there that says, it says Black Rapids Crossroads. So it's pretty cool. He named it after that. So it's
sometimes you just come across a name, you're like, you know what? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
This makes sense. This feels right. But this guy is busy. He's into all kinds of stuff. Also on Instagram, you find him at Woven Warrior 28. If you dig his tunes, hit him up, send him a shout out, and say, like your music, man. Also, Julian Craig providing some more tasty jams. He's from, what is the band now? Shadows on Fire, is that where he's from?
Where, Julian?
Julian.
Polarity and Polarity right now. We do play Polarity on here sometimes, but yeah, he's the drummer for Polarity. He used to be the drummer for Nervecast, Laugh at the Fakes. That's another band we also play on here. I originally met him in a band called Ape. So I met Julian when he was in Ape. Ape changed their name to Laugh at the Fakes. Julian left. They got a new guy, and they changed their name from Laugh at the Fakes to Nervecast. So all three of those bands are the same.
Oh, okay.
Just wish they would stop changing their name. But and then Julian sent me some tracks from some jam bands he was doing with the boys, and just said, use what you want to use. So thanks to Julian.
Nice.
He's awesome, dude. Heavy metal guys.
Awesome to have those guys, yeah.
So when the winner is announced this evening, the song you'll hear playing behind the winner's circle and the checkered flag carrying stuff, that little loop that I have, that's Julian and his boys did that.
And then the main track, the main song, that's Rise of Dissension. You find them on Reverb Nation, under, of course, Rise of Dissension.
Yeah, and then from there, they've got everything. They're on every streaming service, so if you like the tunes, we're playing at the start of the broadcast, and then at the end, we'll play them again when we're interviewing the podium.
Music videos? Can I find them on YouTube? Do they have videos?
Yes.
They do. Of course they would.
Yep. They got a couple. Yeah, there's a few, there's 2 or 3 Rise of Ascension. I think they did 2. Yeah, so check them out.
I will. I actually have to. I've seen them play the one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're in a different province.
Yeah, I flew all the way out. I recommend go checking them out if you get a chance.
That's it, yeah. Lights are off on the pace car.
Lynn sent me an invite, said, you want to come see a metal show in Kingston, like 4,000 kilometers away, 2,000 miles? I'm like, heck yeah. That's what I do on Saturday nights. Hop on the, fuel up the jet, and fly on out.
And get it on. So if you were watching this broadcast, you just saw Tom Dixon pass the pace car. He was a lap down, so he was a lucky dog. The only car a lap down. Update on Pat McCarskey, he has retired.
Oh, no.
Catastrophic damage for Pat McCarskey and Denny Carroll. Caught up in that last yellow flag instance, so that's unfortunate for those two guys. It's too bad for Pat. He was looking really good up there.
He was having an amazing night.
If there was a way to start the first race of season number 3, that would have been it. And especially Pat, because like I said, he usually hangs out in the back, so it's really weird to see him up there. I'm like, he doesn't really push to the front that early in a race. And that's the exact reason why you would want to push to the front to stay in front of an accident. Yeah. And he still ended up getting caught in the accident. So
you're not safe anywhere.
It's like, yeah, you can't hide, Pat. But yeah, it's too bad for Pat. But he did start the race, and he is in 21st place, so that will give him some points. Front row of Gary Mingus and Bob Dixon as the pace car pulls off.
Pace car. I'll call it the pit car. It's pace car going to the pits.
He's slow. He needs to get out of the way.
2 charging lines in the front.
Yep. The start of lap number 24.
Mingus, and radio silence.
We're just watching the restart there.
Seconds.
Mingus is definitely, he's allowed to do that. Gary got a big jump, but you are allowed to pass to the right, so he won't get a black flag for that.
Okay, bold move.
Yep, Bob looks like Bob bobbled a little bit, maybe missed a shift or something on that restart, and Gary took massive advantage of it, because cars are around in the back that probably will not bring out the yellow. The 81 of Ray Hulick, and I didn't see the other one. But you are allowed to pass to the right side.
Okay.
On a restart like that without getting a black flag. If you pass to the left side, you will get black flag for passing before the stripe. After the stripe, of course, everything is legal again.
Yeah. So if you didn't know,
now you do.
now you know, because here we are. I did not know that one. So I'm learning something a little bit every night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one that's not really, because the restart zone always happens is before the actual start-finish line.
Okay.
So you can get a run going before you actually hit the line. So you are allowed to pass to the right, because that's not really an advantageous line to take. So they allow that to happen. Because obviously the low line is the fastest way around the track, or the shortest way around the track. Big push there, but Bob onto Gary.
A little wiggling up front and 3 wide.
A little bit, yep. Bailey Ellis are there in the 26 Flintstones car in the center.
Find out if they want some fries with that shake. My word.
Yeah. The back straightaway. It is a straight line, and it is at the back of the track. That's why they call it the back straightaway. Did you know that?
That, I believe, is what they call a fun fact.
Ooh, we got some bobbling, and that's another big one.
That is the pack. Good Lord.
That is a lot of people.
Unscathed? My goodness. Oh, wait. Holy snot.
Oh, we got Larry has major damage to the trunk lid. Just kind of flipping around here trying to find a camera angle.
There was no getting away from that. Everybody literally ended up sideways in the first few cars, and then the rest of the 15, 20 cars behind him were just there was nowhere to go.
Big damage on the 91. And the 91, it is his first race here in the shake and bake. Oh, we just lost him. Yeah, big damage on the 91. Yeesh. That won't be able to get fixed.
No, they've got some pretty good plungers, but nothing. They need the industrial size ones, and they're all sold out at Home Depot, so we're not going to be able to fix them.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
they ordered a couple, but they never showed up.
Right, everything's on back order now, right? COVID and whatnot.
Here's instant replay locked onto the 91 of Sean Dotson. Happens about 3 or 4 rows in front of him. Actually, it looks like 2 separate accidents happened there, kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the two, it looks like, well, we got to get a different angle here. Let's see. We'll go helicopter view.
Who made it through the pack there? In the middle there. They're driving the black and blue.
Oh, okay. I see what happened. It was a stack up. The black and blue?
Is that the 99? He made it through there. He got through it.
Oh, that's Brian Wolf.
Is it Brian Wolf? Yeah.
In the 29, yeah. Good call.
He got clipped, but he largely got through unscathed. Like it looked bad, but I would say, yeah. I just watched him on your replay there, and
well, let's be honest, Cannon's probably driving that car.
Yeah, it's like I got the video. Let me take it up.
Wow, how did he get through that?
He got through that.
Holy moly!
I believe in certain social circles, he would be what is known as the man, and that is how he got through there. A little bit of help, a little bit of luck, and 99% being the guy to do it.
Wow, dude, that is crazy. There's literally 10 cars spinning out all around him.
Yeah.
You can hear him there. He dropped a couple of gears. He
hung on to it, though.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man. That was a treat to watch.
Wow, wowie, wow.
Right? Look at me. I have a car.
See, I drive around in circles. Yes, Mesh.
Like, the wreck was spectacular. I hate to see that, especially when I was watching it in helicopter mode from above there, and yeah, you saw the 2 cars basically just turn 90 degrees, and like, oh, by the way, here's the wall. Obviously, Brian Wolf found a way through there, so that was awesome.
And that was crazy, like you said, dude. He did look like he got tagged a little bit, but it didn't. He corrected it and got through all that smoke.
Yeah, no, there was no. That was no work for him at all. He got through there pretty short. Pretty quick. He found the shortcut, and he's like, I'll take this route.
So currently being scored in first place is Billy Alessor, and behind him we have Ken Huntsper in the 066 New York Yankees car. Brian Wolf. Yeah. Brian Wolf holding on. Yeah, shout out.
Wasn't that old Pace commercial, like the salsa? This salsa is made in New York City. New York City. That's an old one. I don't know if you remember that one.
Wow, that sounds old. Yeah,
There's
looks
a
like
bunch of
Wolf
cowboys
has been
sitting
ahead
around
of
the
the
fire
pits.
that are just like angry at the salsa there was like they're eating this inferior salsa from the city. I think it was for Pace because they were claiming to be like the original salsa. I don't know. I remember that one. It was a funny commercial from years back.
Some cars coming down pit road here. Brian Wolf, Tom Dixon again, Pack in the 48. I wonder if, where were we here? So
We
there's
got
Bobby Farrell in the 7. Love that paint job too, man. The STP orange and yellow.
We got Kenneth asking in the chat, how many cars did we lose already? Do we have
How many cars have
number
we
on that?
lost already? Yeah, we have an update here. If you want to know, retired cars are as follows. Denny Carroll in the 41. Pat McCarskey in the 0. Ray Hulick Jr. in the 81. The 029 of Mike Mangialardi. Doug Hulick in the 23. And Brian Lovell in the 043 have all retired. So on your ticker across the top of the screen, those 6 cars will be the last 6 cars.
Okay, you counted it. I was keeping track on my thumbs, and I got to my other hand, and I almost dropped my phone. But that was 6 cars. That is in fact right.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Seth
it wasn't
Cole.
anymore because I would have definitely dropped my phone at that point.
Seth Cole out here, fellow broadcaster at FRN. Currently being scored in 26th. Wait a second.
What is
Sean Dotson in the 91. They cleaned that car up pretty good.
They pulled the dent. They fixed his passenger door.
The roof is still scratched. I mean, obviously they can't repaint the car, but that's pretty wild. Then the,
little bit of
the passenger door
seal.
got fixed up pretty good too. Wow, that's crazy. If he took a pile of side damage, I figured he would have quit, but the nose of that car actually looks pretty good. He might be all right. It looked like catastrophic damage, but they didn't cut the trunk off. They didn't cut the fenders off.
That's those new plungers. I'm telling you, they work wonders.
Yeah.
A lot of people go cheap with their plungers. That's the mistake. You got to get the good ones. You lose that suction. If you get those dollar store ones, they don't cut it.
The handle comes right off.
Yeah, no, you need that one from like mahogany handle with some premium rubber. You're going to pay about $75, $80 for a good plunger, but you'll thank me. Especially for racing or for
if they mine the rubber out of like the Rocky Mountains there down in Mexico. Yeah. That's the good stuff.
Well, that's the best rubber known to man, as you well know.
The Rocky Mountain rubber. It's good stuff. Okay, so the lights are off on the pace car. All the pit stops will be sorted out. Lane choice, of course, right now will be the 066 of Ken Huntsbury. If he wants the high line or the low line, it's his call. The front row gets the leader gets the call. And he looks like he is choosing the low line. Right beside Grant Wesley, behind him, Greg Palmer, Mark Paglia, Keith Bynum, and Greg Lovell, Ken Roberts and Kelly Causey, Gary Mingus, and John Godfrey in the 7-Eleven. Behind him, Bob Dixon and Bobby Farrell. Stephen Brandstetter and Brad Otto, Randy Waugh, Craig Hagley in the 82, Jim Black in the 58, Nate Balser in the brand new 79 car.
Looking sharp.
ASPCA. Yeah, that's cool. Usually he was driving Van Halen last year, switched her up to ASPCA, big animal guy.
Nice.
So we have a lot in common. Yeah. Oh, that was Billy Ulster. Tom Dixon, Seth Cole, Tom Dixon again, Dan Lovell, Alex Moe, Brian Wolf, Larry Wyndham with the gas tank showing. And who's back there? That's Sean Dotson, bringing up the rear of the field. He may lose the draft. He did take a lot of damage. I can't imagine he'll be up to speed, but I guess we're going to find out in a couple laps. We'll get back on the front row right now. Grant Wesley. Whoops. That's 82, not 88.
Based on that last collision, that we would see us all around slower race. I would have figured, there's some bump into the back of the pack here because, again, these guys don't have no brake lights, so you don't know when someone's trying to brake check you.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for cutting me off, jerk. And then you just tap on your brakes. It doesn't work without the red light.
It's funny too, because that's why, this isn't an open wheel race. This is a NASCAR race. That's why they put fenders. Rubbins Racing, trading paint.
Right? That's what right in the name, the bumper. What else is it for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, little shove. Here's some more. Little bit of a little trading paint at the back of the pack here, but everyone's keeping it straight. So nothing to report here. Back to you. How's that in front?
Not too bad. Yeah, I'm just kind of focusing in the middle of the pack here so we can see all guys.
Nice. That's what.
Currently, you got about 16 guys here running on the lead lap. Every car in the race is on the lead lap.
Coming up on lap 31, so we'll be ready for. Well, you think a lot of people pit on the last yellow, so it's going to throw off the fuel window.
It'll be a different kind of fuel window now because of that. I'm guessing. Yeah, but what is it here? Yeah, lap
almost
31.
Halfway through.
Yeah, so we're probably going to be around lap 50-ish. Probably, if we go green, lap 50 would be the next. Around lap 50 will be the next cycle.
Okay, so it won't necessarily be a fuel race then for the final one. If they get in for, what do you think? One tank would do them for the last. If 50 would do it, so 6. No, I guess you'd probably have to go almost a full 1.5, 2.
They're going to want to push this tank. They're going to want to push this current tank right now. They're going to want to push it as far as possible. Because, like you said, if you pit at 50, you'll be all right. You'll be able to get probably. Again, you'll be able to get about.
If you would take
20
fuel in that case, then, right?
Yeah, you'd have to pack as much fuel as possible into that tank.
Maybe a couple outside tires, depending on, I guess, or depending on what kind of action you've seen.
Final stop with 2 cans of gas. They would probably take 2 right side tires at least.
We're rubbing the wall a little bit in the back on the outside lane here, but he kept it straight. Thought we might have had something, but nope. That's good though.
Nope. We do have some other series here.
We do.
Yeah. We're
pretty busy.
Well, the Talladega Nights Racing League is a racing league that practices, most nights of the week, and they do have main events. I'm just trying to see where I put my button. There it is. The DWI series on Mondays, the Fast and Furious series on Fridays, Shake and Bake right now on Saturdays, and of course the Dirt series has been moved to Sunday. We won't cover up the race too much with that graphic. That's something we can do under a yellow flag condition, so we missed our chance. But if you do want to get into the game, the Aero 88 series on Monday is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to jump in there and race on Mondays as well.
Oh, okay, nice. I really should pick up a wheel. I have a lot of practicing to do before I'm ready to race with the big boys, but got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to.
Maybe not Talladega, but get out there on a Monday with the Aero 88 mod and race on some Bristol, some Indianapolis. They got all different kinds of tracks.
I have a ton of practice to do just in solo, just before I want to get out there, and I sure as heck wouldn't want to be the reason for. I mean, I guess there's always going to be a chance of a wreck, but I wouldn't want it to be done on something on account of something stupid that I did.
Right, yeah. It'll take you a little while to get used to how the game sort of rolls and the sounds, using the sound cues and stuff.
Boom! Like, oh no, who invited this jerk? And sully your good name, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Blaine, you're out too.
Guilty by association. Who let this jerk in here? He
Yeah,
told me
really.
he could drive. Yeah, but he's from Canada. Oh, why didn't you say so? And then they felt bad for me.
Oh, sorry, eh?
I
Sorry
thought it was
about that.
in kilometers an hour, eh? And so
Yeah.
I was using the big numbers, not the small ones. Could happen to anybody. No, dude.
Yeah, we had in the chat there. It's looking. Kenneth Martinez is just chatting and saying, "Who are the favorites tonight?" And
They're all
Jeffrey
our
Ellett
favorites.
responds with Grant. Yeah, well, who's the favorite to win, right? So it's Grant Wesley. Obviously, Ken Roberts swept all the championships last season. So the 55 of Ken. He's currently being scored last time around in 5th. You can see him there in the Texas Pete car. Currently running in about that same position Where'd he go? 55. Alex Moe, nope. I know how to work this game, I promise. There it is. Ken Roberts is a favorite. Greg Lovell in front of him, the 088. Palmer behind him. There's a lot of favorites. I mean, Kelly, he's won a couple of these things. And then there's guys who haven't won in a really long time that always, of course, do want to win. So
I think everybody comes out to win, right? And then, what's that Mike Tyson saying? Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So you get out on the track, and then all of a sudden, the proverbial wheels fall off. Somebody gets a little bit of a sideways bump, or, you know, I didn't get a chance to patch that one little pothole in turn 3, so there is that bit of a dip out there, too.
Oh, you didn't? You said you were going to do that.
You know me, I'm a chronic procrastinator.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez, man. No wonder these guys are crashing.
Yeah, no, it's, I got to get out there, and then got my little paint roller, paint it to match the asphalt, or the concrete. Yeah.
Yeah, BSR, this track is called, is it BSR version 3? It's obviously a night version of this, so it's pretty neat. It does make sense for a league that calls themselves Talladega Nights to actually race at night at Talladega.
We strive for realism and perfection here.
Yep.
So, they're like, make it night. So somebody besides me made it happen.
Yeah.
And I said, let it be night.
And this sim is really good at all aspects of, like, you know, just how the cars maneuver and how the drafting works. And wind is off tonight. They run a clear 70 degrees with no wind. But wind is a factor. Like, if you have wind on and you get a tailwind coming down the front straightaway, you know, if the wind's coming out of the southeast or something, you'll actually get faster speeds.
No kidding.
So that's fun to do. If you're going to run a race against the artificial intelligence and you want to see what wind does, crank it up to, like, really fast. Oh, Mingus is on the wall there.
Oh, he managed to recover that. Does it affect any lateral movement? Will you get any crosswind?
Yep.
That's where it can get dangerous, right?
Yep. It's fun, man. It gets wild.
Holy smokes.
If you crank the wind up, because you can have super windy days, because there's flag, there will be like a flag around on the side of the track somewhere. On every track, there's like a big American flag. And it actually, tonight it'll just be hanging straight down. It won't even be blowing in the wind. But then it does have animations to actually blow in the breeze, depending how windy it is. So that's when you can see from the car, you can see that it's windy and which way it's blowing. But you want to crank it up, do you?
I think so. You just mentioned, you said it twice in unrelated terms twice, and it got me thinking. Like, I want to blow my ear holes out with some realistic engine noise cranked to 11. And,
11 is the magic
upset
number.
The neighbors.
Yeah. Let me see here. Where is my crank it up? Okay, we're going to be quiet for a couple laps, and we're gonna hit the crank it up button, which means you at home, if you have a wicked awesome sound system, hear this actual realistic sound pack in all of its glory. We'll get back to you in a minute. Crank it up is off. That is how you do it. Currently focused on the 510 of Brand Stutter. In 10th position.
You're going to have to speak up. I had that cranked up way too loud.
Oh, did you? Well, that's not my problem. Tarnation TV does not assume responsibility for any damaged equipment during Crank It Up.
My ear holes are broken.
Doesn't matter, not our problem.
Take your complaints elsewhere.
Yep. Talk to Jeff. He'll deal with it. He deals with everything else in this league.
I would like to speak to the manager about my ears bleeding.
So it looks like we had a car go to the pits there. Was it Huntsbury? We are closing in on lap 50. I don't believe the window for pitting is be open yet. All cars currently on the track have pitted at least twice. Except for Alex Moe. He really likes the pits this evening. He's done 5 pit stops.
Okay. How does the pit window work? What is the is it a minimum laps, or everybody has to pass? Like, how does again, complete ignoramus when it comes to racing? What are the what as a new driver, what do I have to wait for before when's my pit window? How do I know? I guess so you got the pit jars, your crew chief chatting in your ear saying you could pit, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because you don't actually have a fuel gauge, it's a fuel pressure gauge. So once it starts to drop, you better go get gas. F3 on your keyboard will bring up your fuel mileage.
Yep.
So it'll actually tell you projected laps. So today, when you get a fresh tank, projected laps 18, and it's a guess. And then you can actually change how much you take. So it'll say recommended at the bottom, which will be none, a splash, half a tank, half a can, a full can, a can and a half, or 2 cans. So it'll actually recommend what you take. So sometimes, you might want to bump it up a half can just in case you're like, well, you're kind of doing the math in your head. And some of these guys do like clutching, which will save fuel. It last. Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of finesse required to do that. I'm pedal to the metal. I don't care. Right, so I might bump it up an extra half can just to make sure I got lots on the final pit stop. You're going to want to take 2 cans all race, except for that final pit stop.
But so you were saying put the pit lane open. When is it closed or why is it closed? I just assumed you could pit whenever you needed to pit. I did not realize there was.
You can. You can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pit whenever you want.
The
only time. Sorry?
Oh, pardon me. No, I thought you were talking about that it was like a pit, like a certain openings, like a certain window. Like you couldn't pit until minimum before lap 10, or there's like certain times it's open. That's where I misheard or misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah, the pit window, when we say that, it just means the pit window for the size of the gas tank, right? Like, so you're going to have 17 to 20 laps of fuel depending how hard you drive.
We're looking at oh no.
Some hard pitting right here. There's a green flag pit stop.
Oh,
everybody avoided the pits. Is the yellow up? It is up. So it's currently locked on to Pack, who made a real aggressive move to get down there. He may have to drive all the way through. Because I do not believe the yellow. Well, we can actually check. Let's go into replay mode here and back that up. Yeah, he's going to drive. He's going to drive right through, and we'll show you why. You'll see that up. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We might not be able to see him. He might be hidden by the lamp post there. There is a flag man down here. Oh, there he is. So you can see the flag man on the wall there under the Sunoco sign. So it's green flag racing. And then the yellow flag comes out and he pulls out the red. So right there, the pits are closed. Those cars weren't past that cone. They're not allowed to pit.
Well, so what are you going to do, right?
That is why those guys... Yeah, you can go down to pits and not get a penalty. That's totally fine.
Oh, okay. So he can go, but they pass through, but they still got to slow down, right? So they're...
Yeah. You still have to do pit speed. You can get a penalty for speeding. So they were lining up to pit, so they're not going to get penalized for speeding. But they would get penalized if they enter a closed pit and actually take service.
Okay, so...
That's why they drove out the other side.
Drats. So it's almost a penalty in itself, right? You just happen to be coming in hot. The yellow drops just as you're entering. Like in their case, it was. And then you're like, dang, I can't pit like I'd intended to. So now,
but now you've lost all your speed, so you might as well keep the 55 limit and just drive right out the other side.
I guess, right? Yeah.
But you're under yellow, so
unfortunate.
you're not going to get left behind, so that's not bad. It just definitely throws off your strategy at the
We
last
got
minute.
guys
So
pitting
now they're all back on the pits now. These are the guys who had to drive through last time around. See, what happened to me last night, I was already on the pit. I had already crossed that cone when the yellow came out. And I had to pit because I was running out of gas. So I went and I got gas, got tires, came out, no black flag because I had already cleared the cone when the yellow came out.
Yeah, you were just before, right? You just made that one, if I recall.
I was in about 5 or 6 pit stalls behind the cone, the commitment. They call it like the commitment cone, the entrance to pit road. You're actually on the pit road. You're allowed to make your pit stop no matter what. But because those guys hadn't got in yet, they could still stop for service. They would just be required to go to the end of the line. That's the penalty under yellow for entering a closed pit. So you don't have to come around for a stop and go. That's the different kinds of penalties too, right? The stop and go is rough. Under green flag conditions, come down, stop. The official will, and you're not allowed to even get service. The official will come out and hold your car and look at his watch, and he'll stand there, and you'll see a counter on your screen. Sometimes they'll hold you for 30 seconds, dude.
Oh, no.
That's almost a full lap.
That hurts my heart.
Still. Yeah, and they're all doing 200 mile an hour, and you come down the pits at speed, park it in your stall for 30 seconds, depending on the penalty, and then you got to come out at 55 and get back up to speed again. So you're toast.
You're done. Unless barring any unforeseen. Oh, someone's driving down the skirt here. Oh, they're heading off from the pit.
Did you want to talk about the other series that Talladega Nights does?
We have a lot of series that we absolutely have to offer here. No, I'm just trying to find where I had my notepad. I'm like, where's my notepad? My notepad is also my phone, which I'm watching the your YouTube on there. So
gotcha.
I'm like, where did I put my notepad? I'm looking at it. The Sunday nights, the Gearheads Dirt Series has now moved to Sundays, is it?
Yep.
Using the 358 Dirt Late Models mod. And that's put on by Bob Pumpkin Sire, forgive me. And all the tracks are super short. They are dirt tracks, less than half a mile in length. And very different style of racing because obviously it wasn't ever put into the original game. This is a mod that someone's made for this to drive on the dirt tracks. And so make sure you do your stretches before you get in there too. Those wheels are going to tear your arms apart.
It's a lot of work.
What about the DWI series you were talking about on Monday? Was using the Aero 88 mod.
Yeah, man.
That was by Keith Bynum putting that one on.
Yep.
They got everything from short range tracks to super speedways and darn near everything in between. Like for example, last week the season started in Indianapolis. So that's cool. Mixing it up a little bit. This week they're heading to Bristol at night even. So they're mixing it up. There's always something, seeing something new. The following week they'll be at Texas Motor Speedway. And this is much like the other one. It's a 10-week point season that ends with a race at Homestead. But where else can you also visit? Watkins Glen Road Course.
Yeah, buddy.
Michigan, Daytona, Lowe's at night, Pocono, and a little place called Talladega.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a very good schedule. I like that.
That was a squeaky chair, also not a fart. I need to get a chair that doesn't squeak.
Don't get the farting chair.
No, I'll be very still now. I realize that. So if you heard that, excuse me. If it was a fart, I'd admit it, and I would laugh really hard.
And we would make it a sound clip, and we would play it all the time.
I'm a toddler. I'm an emotional wreck. What else we got here? Sorry, I gotta sit still so it doesn't squeak anymore. Fast and the Furious Truck Racing Series on Friday nights. Not being broadcast traditionally, but you can watch us, Blaine and myself, shoot the snot and there we go, breeze. That's the word I'm looking for. And just talking about anything and everything. Drop in hit us up in the comments. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to know, make it real personal. Get weird with it. We're up for most anything. And what else are we talking about?
That's pretty much it, man. Yeah.
Everything?
If you want to get in on one of these series, the Fast and Furious trucks, they are the Camping World Series 2015 mod. And of course, tonight we're running Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series 2019, also known as Manx 19. But that's a lot of fun.
It is. Like I say, it's a lot of fun watching it, and it's a lot of fun calling it. And like I say, watching the scale, like you say, for example, tonight, Brian Wolf with that super move, flying under those two cars. Oh, no, sorry, he didn't go to the cars. Who ended that? Was
Larry Windham did it, and Brian did it too.
And Brian did, as well. There was a couple amazing plays. I mean, the racing's always amazing, so it's hard to consistently get excited about it. Like, hey, they're driving perfect again. Holy smokes, I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be either. The wrecks, of course, while entertaining, are terrible because you never want to see anyone get knocked out. But it's fun to watch because, let's face it, that's where the action is, right? But then,
and it is. It changes a lot of guys' strategies up. Those different pit windows and all that stuff.
More than the wrecks is the close calls, the near misses, if you will. And I don't care for the term because a near miss is still a miss. Like you didn't get hit. Near hit would be the term I think it should be called. Anyways, I digress. But like a close call all around, and some amazing stuff. Like twice in the first race of the season, we've had some highlight reel worthy stuff. I think maybe we should probably clip these moments together, put a little end of season together, and just the best of.
Yeah,
I'll leave that with you because that sounds like something that a lot of work, and I really don't want to do that. So
no, we'll leave that. We'll leave that one alone. But it's a lot of fun. If you want to get in any of those series, definitely check out the website below for Talladega Nights Racing League, NASCAR Racing 2003 season. You're watching it. And Kenneth Martinez mentioned in the chat there on YouTube, pitting before was definitely a good strategy because these guys are now at the front. You don't lose that track position having to not pit, even though you were on the pits. So, and Kenneth was watching yesterday too. So thanks, Ken. We're going to delete that video because it is pure trash and I hate it. So, Tarnation TV Turbo, which
thanks for watching our trash.
Yes, it will be perfection on Friday coming up as I drive my truck around in circles with audio that actually makes sense. The problem that drove me crazy was I had the TeamSpeak set up wrong. The volume wasn't adjusting itself when Brad and I were talking, so it was just a mess of voices. So the video that's up there now will be deleted as I spent a few hours today tweaking the audio setup and stress testing it, so it'll work much better next week and be a lot funnier because you'll actually be able to hear Brad and myself talking.
Yeah, rest assured it won't happen again. We had to fire our sound guy, Richard, just for messing it up as much as he did. He used to work on the Maury Povich show where he's used to people just screaming over top of each other, and then he later worked on like some of the news broadcasts where it's like four talking heads screaming at each other. So he thought that's what we wanted. We didn't let it be known to him, but he should have known as a professional.
Yeah, he's been fired from Tarnation TV, and his last name's Childress, so he's going to start a racing team and become a NASCAR mogul.
There's something else you could do too.
See, I don't know. You might not know that reference. Richard Childress is a NASCAR guy.
No, I don't. I'm familiar with like Richard Cheese, like the satirical musician who does all that lounge version of Metallica.
Or Roger Penske. That's another guy who just seems to own everything.
Yeah.
So Penske, why have I heard that?
Us.
Me. Yes.
Yet though. But I hear that money truck backing up almost as soon as the race is done, so maybe
these guys
get another turn.
These guys, with a few caution laps under the belt before green, they should be able to go pedal to the metal to the end of this thing. However, it could be close if we go green. It could be close on fuel. Because some of these guys pitted before lap 50, and it's a 66-lap race.
So we pretty close.
Yeah, it could be a fuel race for some of these guys.
Depending on when it was exactly they pitted. We've got exactly now 10 laps left. We're just entering the lap 56. And so we are definitely race back conditions now if there is a yellow. But here's hoping that we get a nice clean race to the finish. But again, it's always exciting either way. But you hate to see someone wreck, especially you made it through 90% or 80% of the race, and then you final 10.
And it gets a little dicey at the end too. But we got a good front pack here. Currently focused on the 66 of Seth Cole. He's also a fellow broadcaster over at
that's right.
Flat Out Racing Network, FRN on YouTube. They do a lot of work, these guys, a lot of good work. And I stole some stuff from them. I'm like, I like the way that looks. I'm going to take it. Yoink.
They say, right? Like, the imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery.
Yep, and the best steal.
We're flattering the heck out of those guys, is what we're doing. So that's like, a polite way of saying we're stealing like crazy. Yeah,
like you want to say, like, okay, let's talk music for a couple laps. Let's go, okay, like High on Fire, Windhand, Monolord, Electric Wizard. Oh, they're all really good. They're some of my favorite bands. Well, they all sound like Black Sabbath. So, thanks, Black Sabbath. You created an amazing doom metal genre that I am just loving. So keep up the good work stealing all those riffs from Black Sabbath.
That's it, right? You take something
I approve.
from a that's already so awesome and put a few tweaks on it. It doesn't make it any better. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's a little more like, oh, there's some action at the back here.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit up front there, too. Alex had to step out of line just a little bit. Might have had too much of a run with nowhere to go there, so it's all good.
Still green.
A couple little squirrely moves.
Twitch tonight? Or on Facebook? I haven't even looked.
Twitch, currently, no. Or there might be viewers, but there is no chat activity. There is 2 viewers on Twitch, but that's probably me and you.
Well, I'm actually not on Twitch. Oh, no, I am. Sorry.
Oh, are you?
That's wrong.
That's funny.
I didn't think I was, though. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one. I don't think I am. But I was. I was watching it just for a different replay. And, so it is us.
Twitch is a little bit faster. We will definitely continue to stream to Twitch and Facebook because the signal actually hits those services faster than it hits YouTube. I find YouTube's about an 18 to 20 second delay, where Twitch is like less than 5, and so is Facebook. So it's almost instantaneous on those other two. But I mean, I just like the way YouTube works.
Maybe we'll try a Kick next time without Facebook so much. And I don't know what the Facebook is. Have you seen what the latency is on that?
I can't see, but when I fired up the broadcast, it was pretty much within 2 seconds it was running. So
it is okay. Fair enough.
It's pretty quick.
Because they used to use, before it was Facebook Gaming, it was Mixer, and Mixer at the time when Mixer was launching, the big thing it had over Twitch, it didn't have any big names, and it didn't have, the clout that Twitch does, and it still kind of effectively lost out to that. But it had the fastest, lowest latency streaming. And my buddy of mine used it when he was streaming his games, and especially if he was doing say the Jackbox Party Pack, an interactive game with the audience at home. It was within 4 seconds.
Wow.
And like I said, when I went on Kick tonight, they were even more dialed in. I don't know if it's because maybe they've got faster servers and not as many people on them, if that allows for a little bit faster, but from the little bit that I saw of Kick this evening, it was pretty amazing. But you know what? We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to stop once I stopped Kick, everything's fine. So now I know I can't stream to 4 at once, but I can stream to 3 at once. So we might flip-flop with Kick and Twitch and Facebook. YouTube will always be running. So this, that link on the bottom of the screen there, links to all those services are in the description. We won't shut them down completely. We just might experiment. Especially with the speed. I mean, the speed doesn't really matter, but it does help. Like, you can watch what I'm seeing on an alternate service is definitely useful. A little bit quicker than YouTube, but...
Final 5 laps here.
Final 5, yeah, we got to focus on this race. They are staying currently. Oh, what happened? There we go. We are in a solid line of about 10 deep.
This
isn't going to last.
When they're driving so nice, it gives us a little bit of leeway. But they're racing really clean. There's not much. What are you going to say here? That is definitely a line, Blaine. And what a fine one it is.
Yep. I'm going to stay locked on Ken Roberts, currently in the 7th position, because he's about mid-pack in this line. Nice. This is going to turn into a double and maybe even a 3-wide situation, because these guys are going to want to win. And they are coming down to, they're on the, with 4 laps to go. This is going to be... exciting. And there's a lot of top-notch drivers in this front pack. You got Lovell, you got Nate Balser, Ken Roberts, you got Kelly
Kelly Cossey in the third place right there. I'm watching his car at the moment.
His car is awesome looking.
To see at the front of the pack, it is, yeah. So I'm enjoying that. But again, it's just super tidy.
And you got Keith Bynum up there in the 63. It's cool to see Keith running up front, right behind Grant. You know, if you're going to follow a guy, Grant's the guy.
Steady. He's driving. I'm guessing he's driving in his mirror and with the hammer down and just waiting on someone to make a move, because we're in lap 63 here. Fantastic that it's okay. Yeah, look like Cossey was trying
way
to
out
pull
to
out.
the wall. Look at how close these guys are on this camera angle.
I was watching the front there. It looked like Kelly was about to pull out to the side and try and pass on the right, but no one was breaking with him there. So back in.
Billy got a little loose in the back, but it's all good. He gathered it up. I'm guessing they're good on fuel. I don't know, man. I mean, the math shows that they are, but then again, I don't know. It does depend on driving style too. And when they pitted around that last caution flag, some guys like the Dixons actually pitted before it came out, so they may run into fuel issues.
Right? Maybe they got the middle of the pack. They could draft her a bit.
Yeah, they're down there on the bottom of your screen. Bob looks like he's twitching back and forth a little bit. So, I mean, it could get... here we go. Kelly moving to the low line. And he's being followed by 4 cars. And Grant bailed on Keith.
Oh, hit him a little on the door. Give him a bump.
Ken is up there with Keith, but there is nobody else up there. Ken was in 6th last time by the stripe.
Grant's holding on to that position with every single nut and bolt in that car. He has got that thing glued to the track right now. He's fought the lines, and he's racing like he wants to win it. But
he always wants to win it. And look at him now. He's running the low line now. So he is definitely protecting that low line.
Absolutely. No one is short of any kind of power play super move. 65 lap. All right. We are down to the final one, eh?
Yeah, and Ken lost a bunch of positions. He's trying to tuck back in there around 9th or 10th place. There's no room.
Kelly bumped up to 2nd place there with his little jostling, so he's all right.
Focus on Kelly Cossey in 2nd position, because that's going to be the position to watch. We're going to flip the helicopter cam here. So we are...
See what maybe Mark's going to do? Mark maybe making a big push for him?
White flag is in the air. This is the final lap.
Here's where it's going to get. They're breaking into 2 lines in the mid pack.
So even if there is a yellow, this race is over at the line. They will race back.
Well,
Kelly beside him. Paglia didn't go with Kelly.
Oh, Wesley is going there, but holy smokes.
Kelly got left to dry. We're going helicopter view now. Greg is moving to the outside. Nate has a choice. Who does he push? Nate is going to push Greg. Paglia with a huge block. Nobody's going to catch Grant. Nobody's going to catch Grant. Grant is going to win it. Look at that.
Got this by a car length.
Wow, they are 4 wide across the track right there. That is crazy.
Close to call for 3rd, but who was that? Man, oh man.
Grant Wesley.
What a finish. Tied.
And then Mark Paglia in 2nd, 0.05 behind Grant.
I didn't see what happened to Kelly. Dropped a couple spots back there. I guess just by all, depending who was pushing who, right? But
it was,
he was 2nd place at the start of that lap, and then all that shuffling around, he dropped back a bit.
Mark made a wild block from the bottom line right to the high side, and I thought they were gonna railroad Grant, but it was too little too late.
That was some spectacular driving in the mirror. Like, nope. Are you going around? Not today, buddy.
No.
Nothing personal, but that's my lane too. Oh, same with that one.
Here's a Grant Wesley burnout.
Here he is. Holy smokes, look at him. He's practiced that one before a couple times. There he is. DeMoss Energy Drink Car.
Such a cool paint scheme, too. A big fan of that one.
That is some good little primary colors and big little numbers. I like it. It's simple and it's catchy. Don't reinvent the wheel. You got some red, you got some blue, and some black. Oh, okay. All right, I'm black primary color, but
trying to find them, can't see them. There's a bit of the car there. There's so much smoke.
Look like we're playing Counter-Strike right now. I can't even see what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Well, congratulations to Grant. Let's save up this replay, and we will interview the top 3 because I have the power.
That's what we do.
To grab them. Yeah, we weren't actually going to do it without Jeff being here, but I forgot I do have permissions to actually pull drivers in and out of the room. What a great finish to race number 1, though, eh?
What a great race in general. I mean, obviously, it sucked to have be down 6 cars, especially when the racing was so good, right? Pat McCarskey hit that hard loss in the beginning. He was holding up so well for the first quarter of the race almost, right? It was amazing. And then as it happened,
yeah,
I'm going to bring Seth down for you.
Perfect.
Yeah, what an amazing race! Some amazing, spectacular crashes and huge saves.
Great race,
Seth Cole.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, what a wild race number 1 that was.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wait for my heart rate to calm down here.
It's one of those
some vitamin B.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we play this thing so much, but it's always just crazy when you get into a situation like that, especially when you're green flagging it for the last quarter of the race, runs green. And then, was there any fuel mileage issues there at all? I was curious because some of the guys may have pitted before that yellow, and I was kind of doing some quick math, and it looks like everybody made it okay.
Yeah, when that last caution came out, we were I think maybe 2 laps to the good, and especially if you were in the middle of the pack, there was a lot of checkups, so you were able to maybe save another half lap on that final run. So I'm pretty sure that everybody was good to go once that final caution came out on fuel.
Yeah, right on, man. That's are you going to be able to come full time here every Saturday to the Shake and Bake Series season number 3?
As far as I'm aware, my Saturday nights are open, so I'm going to try and run the entire season here.
That's good to see you out here, man. It's always fun to see just guys coming in from all angles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, don't get to be able to race with these guys very often. Usually I'm doing what you guys are doing. I'm behind the microphone, so it gives me an opportunity to be able to race with these guys. And so, and actually makes me better as a super speedway racer, too, because these guys definitely know their craft.
How many commentators, broadcasters do you guys have at Flat Out Racing? Because I always hear you on there, and I think Jessica joins you sometimes, but you're usually the main dude. Is there anybody else?
We basically, right at the moment, have 4 full-time commentators. For the NR side, it usually alternates between Jess and Matt McIntyre, and then with me as the main commentator. Our iRacing side is currently in a bit of a lull. We do have a series starting up, and usually Matthew Rodriguez, the co-owner of FRN, jumps in as the co-commentator there. So a skeleton staff, I guess you might call it, but not a whole lot running right now, so we don't really need to have a whole lot of commentators at the current point in time. So
sometimes I look at your schedule, I'm thinking, man, there's a lot of stuff going on over there. And yeah, I usually watch the NASCAR 2003 stuff, so I'm always hear you. So it's always good to see that you have a free spot to come out and actually do some racing. I'm trying to do the same thing, trying to put the steering wheel on the front of the desk and get back into it again. Especially on the Aero Series on Mondays here. There's a bunch of different tracks, Bristol, Michigan, they're doing all kinds of stuff. So a lot of fun to switch it up from Talladega. Although it is a fan favorite, it's nice to slow down sometimes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Thanks for coming on down, because it's just like, I mean, if we can judge from watching race number 1, the rest of this thing is looking to be a whole pile of fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be unpredictable, I think, because cautions normally don't necessarily work out in a driver's favor at super speedways. Tonight, all 3 of them actually worked out to get us the track position. So hopefully, it continues on.
Nice. That's the way to do it. Do you have any shout outs before we throw you out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, congratulations to Grant on the victory. I was glad to be able to get up there and actually race with him, since he spent most of his time at the front. We were basically at the back most of the run. Got to thank Alex Moe. He stuck with me on that final couple of laps there. I think there was a time when he could have actually jumped up to the outside line, but he stuck to my back bumper and was shoving me those final 2 laps. I appreciate him sticking with me. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have gotten the podium here tonight. I've been streaming over on my end and had a bunch of friends in the chat, so I appreciate them tuning in. And thanks to all the admins over here for not just Shake and Bake, but for the whole Talladega Nights admin crew. They do a tremendous job, and I'm looking forward to continuing to run here in the future.
Right on, man. Looking forward to seeing you. Thanks a lot, Seth. Have a good night.
All right, thanks. Have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
Seth Cole, broadcaster extraordinaire. Yeah, as you can tell, Seth knows how to talk.
He is. You know what though? That's that's a good skill to have in that line of work.
Yeah, if you are a broadcaster, you should probably know how to talk. Mark Paglia in the 28 has just rampaged his way into the Tarnation TV booth. Good evening, sir.
Mr. Blaine and Mr. Brad, how you doing, guys?
Oh man,
hey, how are you?
Wild finish. I mean, from your angle, what did that look like? A couple of crazy blocks up there, and it seemed to work out because he came in second.
Yeah, with about a lap and a half to go, I was trying to size up what Kelly Causey was going to do, and then what Grant was going to do. I knew they both would be tough to pass, and when we came around in that final stretch in the back, I tried to get them both to kind of go high so I could sneak underneath them, and Grant was wise to my game, so he came down. Then I saw Greg level. I saw him coming really fast high, so I jumped all the way up 2 more lanes in front of him. Hopefully I get a good hit and maybe sneak one out, but Grant's always tough.
Yeah, Grant, he knows when to close the hole, I noticed, because like he'll run that middle line, but then he'll close down to that yellow, and it's like, if you're going to pass him, you're going to have to take the long way around.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience at it, and he knows what he's doing. It's going to take an exceptional move on somebody's part to knock him off the pedestal.
Yeah, are you able to pull a full season here, season number 3? You able to make all 10 races?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Right on. Yeah, that's good. It's good to see such a large crew come out tonight too. It's always fun, especially race number 1, Easter weekend. You're kind of wondering, oh man, maybe we're only going to get like 10 guys, and then like 32 of you guys showed up. So that's amazing.
Yeah, maybe too many relatives at the house, so I get to sneak away and escape.
Sometimes that's the best part.
That's sorry. I got some racing to do.
There you go. Well, I appreciate what you and Brad do. You guys do a great job.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it's thanks for the kind words. It's a whole lot of fun, and and that race was crazy. I love a good race like that. Some catastrophic accidents, but within those catastrophic accidents, we saw some catastrophic driving from the guys who didn't take damage, like
crazy saves.
Yeah. Larry Wyndham probably had the wildest save I've ever seen. Not even really a save, just the way he dropped a gear and just drove through that first wreck or second wreck. 2 cars in the air above him landed beside him, and it turned out that even with the big wrecks, you still got the green flag pit stops. You still got the green flag finish. It's like the race had everything. So thanks for putting on a show, because it was definitely fun to call.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that, and I want to give a shout out to Ken Roberts. He did a great job today, and him and Bob Dixon. They always pull off a good one. I missed Jeffrey, but Ken filled in real well.
Yeah, Jeffrey's had to, probably just taking a break. That's a lot of work running this deal. So yeah, he does. He put this whole thing together and keeps it running behind the scenes with all these administrators and all the on-track bosses, and it's crazy the amount of parts that takes to run a machine like this. But yeah. Any more shout-outs before we let you go?
No, that's about it. I just want to say, that Jeffrey really does, carry the heavy load on this, and I think he does a great job. And if he's watching or anything, I just want to give a shout out to him and tell him that we missed him.
Yeah, he's definitely missed. Thanks a lot, Mark. You got anything to say, Brad?
No, just just fantastic race, and hopefully we'll catch you out here next weekend or as many Saturdays as you can make. But yeah, what a treat it was to watch that race tonight. It had, like you say, a little bit of everything.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. You have a great Easter tomorrow.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, sir. Have a good night.
All right, good night.
And Mr. Grant will be on his way to the booth, the winner of race number 1, the 88 of Grant Wesley. Good evening, sir.
Hey, guys, I got you.
Hey.
Awesome. Yeah, that fabulous race. Obviously, congratulations on the win. Led the most laps, 24, and led the most important one. A lot of crazy things happened in your rear view mirror today, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're getting down towards the end. Those guys, they were pretty patient. They waited until about 5 to go to make their first move. And I think there with like 1 to go, I seen Kelly and Mark and a few others, they dipped below Bynum, who was riding behind me in second. So I dropped down low. And Bynum kind of fell back after that. And with 1 to go, Kelly got a run on the outside down the backstretch. So basically what my plan was just to make him take that entry a little wide, kind of slow down that momentum, kind of help the guys that were behind him. So maybe, somebody would jump down to the bottom, which would give me the opportunity to jump down in front of them and get that push. And that's exactly the way it worked out. That push was from the 28 of Mark Paglia. And then coming off of 4, I had a big gap. Paglia, man, I just watched the replay. He moved up in front of Greg Lavelle up in the 3rd lane and got a big shove. And it was a big enough shove. If things would have been a little bit different, he probably could have got the win.
It was close. It was 0.05 from your, obviously from your finish time. And that, I haven't seen a block like that in a while, where he's going from the low line right to the wall to get that push. And you think he's traveling a long way to get that push. And like you said, I think if he had another half a straightaway, he'd have had you.
Yeah. Just the fact that he had to travel so far up the track to get that push, that's why I got the win, because he just couldn't catch up in time. But yeah, that was a heck of a move there.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Did you have anything to say, Brad?
Oh, man. Any shout-outs? Anybody tonight watching?
Yeah, just the usual here. Thank all the guys here with Talladega Nights. Jeff and Chris Elliott and Ken and Kelly, all the guys behind the scenes, just everyone that helps put this on. Just thanks to those guys. Thanks to you, Blaine and Brad. Tarnation TV. I enjoy watching the broadcast. It makes it a lot of fun to be able to share this with your friends and family. I'd like to thank, my teammates with XFM, my friends and family for watching, and my girlfriend, Brittany.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess it didn't take you long to get that brand new wheel tuned up, eh? It seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah, I think I finally found some settings. This direct drive, it's with Fanatec, they got all kinds of force feedback settings to tune and tinker with, and it was a lot of fun figuring it out. But I think I finally landed on something that I'm happy with, that I can use in both iRacing and in R2003 and not have to make any adjustments.
Where do you race in iRacing? Obviously you're in the NASCAR discipline. Are you in a league?
Yeah, so as most people know, I run Rolling Thunder Gaming on a weekly basis, and we got a dirt series that runs on Friday nights, so I run with them.
Oh, cool! Right on. Oh, I would assumed you were running the NASCAR discipline, so you're actually running the dirt.
I do everything. I'm a
Oh, do
jack
you?
of all
Okay.
trades, master of none. You know.
I just know that game basically has every car on the planet Earth, so you kind of have to just pick a couple. It's going to cost you too much money.
It's a blast. I've got way too much money invested in it.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I played it for a little while, and then I came back to this because it's just Old Faithful. But I loved how the trucks and the ARCA series and everything sort of felt, because it feels exactly like this. So I felt right at home. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. That thing, it runs on every computer. It's been around a while, and it's the same deal. You can, it's kind of like advertising iRacing for some reason, but like even if you have an older PC, because I think that game came out in like 2006 or 2008, it might not look as pretty as if you had a supercomputer, because I've watched broadcasts from that game and you almost can't tell it's a game sometimes.
Yeah, it's the graphics are out of this world. I mean, it's a different game from this. Some people try to pick sides, like, oh, I like iRacing better. Why would you run NR 2003? And what I tell those guys is you really can't compare the two of them. I still have a love for NR 2003 and the competition and just all the people. The people are what make this game so great. So just honored I can still be a part of it.
Yeah, it's wild when people start arguing about which games are better. I'm like, do you have fun playing both? Then go have some fun.
It's like a Sega versus Nintendo. Get that stuff out of here.
Yeah.
But
boys,
I'm pretty psyched about getting this win here tonight here at BSR. I was talking about running RTG. I've got a big championship race for the Talladega Challenge here next Thursday. I got a 4-point lead, and it's the final race of the chase. 4 drivers, and it's at this track. And no better way to practice than be here, and it really feels good to get this win.
Oh, they run this BSR version of Talladega at Rolling Thunder now?
Yeah, they alternate every week. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, man, we might have to tune into who's broadcasting that one. FRN?
Yep, that's Flat Out Racing Network, which is kind of cool to see Seth up here, top 3 as a driver being interviewed.
Yeah, we were talking to him about it. So now we're going to have to, so there you go. If you want to go, let's see, Kay. Thanks for tuning into Tarnation TV. If you want to watch Grant race at RTG and be broadcasted by Seth, who finished 3rd here tonight, that's very complicated, but that'll be broadcast on FRN.
Yeah.
So we're all helping.
Acronyms.
I know. I can change it from Tarnation TV to the TTV. We can do that.
Yeah. Which would be NFG. Formula.
Yeah. Right. I think.
Look that up.
I don't even know. Anyway, thanks for your time, Grant. Congratulations on the win. Have a great night, and we'll hopefully see you here next week.
Yep. Playing on it. So thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Well, there it is. All the excitement in the post-race booth. I forgot to turn on the music of this evening, which is the Rise of Dissension band. And yeah, man, what a race. What a way to start season number 3 off, with race number 1 finishing like that.
If that's what we're looking forward to for the rest of the season, we're in for a treat. It's not going to be any work at all to call these races. If we got, work, but just it's more like play when you're watching this. Like, holy smokes, yeah, a little bit of everything, wrecks and spectacular saves, everything you want to see and more. Only on Today, you don't get this on any other racing league. We'll watch the other ones, but this is the best stuff. So you're going to come see it here.
It is, yeah. It's weird how. These races sometimes are more exciting than real NASCAR since they started doing the weird stages and stuff. I'm like, just run to the checkered, man. I've watched races in real life and shut them off, but we're sitting here calling this thing, and it's just nuts. I love it, but a lot of talent.
I don't watch racing, but I watch this, and to me, this is more exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you get to know the drivers, and you get to know how they drive. Like Mark throwing that move from the bottom line to the top. I know that guy's an aggressive blocker, but I did not expect him to slide 4 lanes up the track and actually get that front of his car to the front wheel of Grant Wesley with a lateral move like that. but he got just walloped by Greg, and that shot him forward. And he's like, he almost had him. He needed another 4 or 5 feet. But you're thinking, I did not expect that. That is a very aggressive move, and it almost worked, and it didn't end in catastrophe. And what more can you ask for?
It paid off as much as it could, right?
Like I said, everybody has such a style. You expect Mark to do those last second things, and sometimes they pay off. And a guy like Kelly maybe won't do that. A guy like Grant might not do that. It's neat to see the different styles that these guys have, and it always makes for very unpredictable, exciting racing. And at the end of the day, it worked out for some, not so much for others. But this is a 10-race season, and unlike last year, it was a 12-race season. Let's see. Yeah, it was a 12-race season, so the playoffs started at race
11.
Number 11 and 12. So now that's backed up a bit. So the season will run for 8 races. They lock in those points, and then the playoffs are race number 9 and 10. So that'll be shortened up by a couple weeks.
Each race a little more pressure than last season too, right? You're not as forgiving. You got to make sure every race always counts, of course, but in this case, especially with the shortened season, they're going to be, especially those final races like that, to get your points up there.
Yeah, all the good old door banging and slamming around, and that's why they put fenders on these things. So join us here next week on Tarnation TV, broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. We're trying out those other ones, but YouTube for sure. So thanks, man. Do you have any cool sign-offs?
I don't.
No, I like put you on the spot.
I was gonna every night we finish this, and I'm gonna think of one. But you do yours, and then I'll come up with something while you're saying something. It'll be the same but different.
It'll be the same but different. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Check out the description below for all the links to everything we do, and of course, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together, and keep your stick on the ice.
Go outside and smell some roses.
Can't stand seeing you in this state, but you never signed a dotted line that sealed your fate. Be sure I'll always feel the same way about you. Don't want you, don't need to, never loved you.